Now this is a heap, but it's a classic. So let's have a look what's under here. I guess you could pretty much work out what it is. So, old dirt bikes are cool and they're going up in value. Now I thought it was a little more original than this. She's seen better days. The tank's got some whopping dents in it. Non-original bars. Meant to have a headlight unit on it, but that's gone. It's got this funky plastic shit, I don't know. They butchered the guards. It's half the original guard and then some flappy thing on there. This is broken down here, so this is our, we've got our chain cover here. Where is it? So this is all good, but this part here is broken. And again, they've used the same kind of plastic. And look at the fuel down here. Its fuel's dripping. So that carby might need a good clean. So the idea is to just do as much as I can do. The plate there. He says it's the TF125. I'm not too sure. Look at this shit again, all zip tied on. So these springs still feel good when I sit on it. The front forks aren't. They just sink straight down. So pull on the brake. They've got no resistance there at all. Yeah, and same again on the back guard. I think it's the original pipe. But look at this welding. What the hell is that? I mean, I can't weld, but I would sure as wouldn't leave that there. You can see that the original guard's back here. And they've, again, cut it and put this shit on it. Seat's in pretty good condition. Still got the original decals on it. They're going to have to come off and probably have to get these printed up. Exhaust pipe's good. Still has a little bit of compression in it. Mind you, that's not the greatest. Pegs worn out here. Foot pegs look okay, but loose. Now I'm going to go and get changed and I'm going to degrease it. So I bought that for $500. Let's see if we can double our money on that. It's probably going to cost me, I reckon, a good, I don't know, $200 to $300. Tank needs painting and fixing. The handlebars have got a bend in it, so I don't know. If we could spend, we'll make a budget of $300 or $400. We'll get to that and then we'll leave it and we'll see what we can sell it for. All right, let's get changed. Everything's zip tied. Crack in it. Tank off. I thought it was leaking here, but I think it's actually coming from probably the gasket on this. I'd say it's leaking, and when the tank's on, it runs down here and then drips off that edge. It's missing the fitment here to screw onto the body. Look at that, man. And then this was under the tank. Anyway, so I'm going to get this shit off. Bloody zip ties. The bike's held on by zip ties. Look how dirty that is. Shit, he says it's been sitting around, but alright. So we got that off. And then we got this. More zip ties. Yesterday, 2 spare motors, which would have been good to build. What we got here? What the hell is that? Who knows? So far, what are we up to? Zip ties. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 zip ties. I'm not a mechanic. I know how to change brakes on a car, how to do a service, oil change and stuff like that. This is, I don't know how to build an engine. I can do, as I said, bugger all welding, but I'm going to give it a shot. Speaking of that, so it's just age. A little mounts here for the tank. Rubbers are corroded basically, so they've shoved something else in there to hold it on. The tank that's where the tank fits onto that and then drops down. I'm guessing there's meant to be more rubbers somewhere along this. A real disappointing thing, I didn't realise this in the photos, is there's the proper frame which has been welded here, and then the frame runs along and shoved this piece of rod in here for some reason. And then they've done a similar thing on this side twice by the looks of it. And they've taken this piece of, looks like what, 10mm, 12mm rod, shoved it in there, welded it on here, and then bodged up all of this shit to hold on the exhaust pipe. There's our yoke or our frame. It just stops here. That's it. So I'm going to spray it with some degreaser. There's all our zip ties. The bike has literally been held together by zip ties. I think all up we've got about 18 of them there. So that's awesome. Lead wire is seen better days. So what I've done is I've taken all the parts over here. So far we've got our seat. It's there. It's got a couple little bits of rust in here. I'm going to take all these individual parts off and give them a good clean and paint it up. Tank, it looks like it's been bogged to me. It's been scratched down, and then this shit here has been put on, not even sanded. So there's the rubber stoppers that they put on. That slides into the tank here. Look, that's just slop. And then this is what's left of the guards. The rear guard, dirty big hole in it. So I'm going to degrease this now, and I might get to water blast it. Doggo wants to get out. Oi, here. See ya. Might get to water blast it this afternoon, but I'm going to spray it now, sitting over there. So almost bare bones. Front tyre has, I think they call it dry rot. It's just cracked to pieces. Can't quite see it. Where are we? Yeah, look at the cracking here. Okay, so the tyre's basically knackered. Anyway, so it is going to be degrease and gurney time. Multi-purpose degreaser. Let's go. Now, I should probably take this up. Or not. It's probably rooted anyway. Okay, I've water blasted it after degreasing it. Not a lot of shit come off actually, I'll show you. That's where I degreased it. Where are we? Down here. Normally there's a whole lot of muck like this, but wasn't too bad to be honest. A lot of stuff came off it with the water blaster. One thing that did come off with it was the old uni air filter. That's what's left of it. It was literally just hanging on by, I don't know, it's just crumbling. So I've put it all back together over here. I don't know if I'm going to go full resto on this because of what's been done to the rear end. I'd like to do what they call a sympathetic resto. So I want to keep whatever is on the bike. I don't want to buy a new tank and a new seat. Whatever's left with the original parts, I want to try and keep them on the bike. The fact that it's had its tail end butchered, look at this. It's like someone cut the back of cut the tail off a dog. Keys to find a similar model bike that's being wrecked. Anyway, that's it for now. If you like what you saw today, I've got a lot more of this coming. It's not always going to be bikes. Anything I can get hold of at a good price that I see value in, I will be selling. Catch you next time. Here, the camera's here. I'm using my phone, so it's very difficult.